What's up guys and welcome back to On the Brick with the final video of 2021. That's because 2022 is in just a few days. And this is honestly a video that I wasn't really planning on making as I've been working on other things. See, I kinda said that I would get Brick Vault's Sandcrawler video out by the end of the year, and while I was working on that to have it out last week, that just didn't happen. A mix of work and everything with the holidays kinda just made it that I couldn't get it done on time. Most of the time when I make a video, I can do the entirety of filming everything, the voiceover, editing, all of that in just one go. Sometimes it takes just a few hours, sometimes more, but I don't like to leave things unfinished, so most of the time I just do it in one day. However, with something like the Sandcrawler, it obviously takes a little bit more time as it's a pretty big set. But instead of rushing it and putting out a lesser quality product for something that obviously deserves better, I figured that I would just delay that, work on it as I can, and make sure that I put it out when it's as good as it can be. And I also didn't just want to put out a minute-long video saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, because however much I actually do mean that, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas and have a wonderful New Year, I wanted to actually make a video. I had plans for this holiday season that just never came to fruition for one reason or another. Guys, I had a whole 4-part series that just never was able to happen, so hopefully next year. But if you are on Instagram, then you'll probably know this, but something happened yesterday that made me think about things, and that is the point of this video. See, for Christmas, my good friend bought the Seinfeld Lego set, and what you see in the background right now, by the way, is Austrian Brick Fan Speed Build. A link to that will be in the description. Now, my friend is not a huge LEGO fan at all. While he certainly has a small number of sets, he's not someone that goes out of his way to buy them, nor is he really a collector like I am. I show him all my stuff and all the custom builds that I have, but he's interested in other things. However, when he was putting this together, he messaged me multiple times about different parts, saying that they were a little difficult. His biggest complaint was that the floor was extremely tedious to do with a bunch of small tiles and alternating patterns, which I can fully agree with. But he actually went on to say that the set was a difficult build for him because it had a lot of small pieces building up the bigger set. And he would later clarify, saying that there weren't any 2x4 pieces in the set, it was all just tiny like 1x1 plates. Which isn't entirely true because there are definitely bricks here, but I understand what he is saying. Now, I put out a poll on Instagram asking for those of you who have built the set to tell me if it was hard or not, as I personally had never built the set and I wanted to know. 69 of you responded, and 53 of you said that the set was not hard. And it made me wonder, how many times have I done that? How many times have I said that a set was hard when someone else would think it wasn't? I personally have many years of building LEGO ever since I was like 2, and a few good years of building custom sets as well. And even if you were to have the same exact experiences as me, what I would find difficult is going to be different than what you find difficult. And the question becomes, in my reviews, how do I translate that into a better understanding of set difficulty for you guys? And the short answer is that I kind of can't. It really just comes down to an understanding of my experience level and then comparing that to yours. For instance, I did not find the Sandcrawler build to be all that difficult at all. In fact, it was quite a pretty easy build. There are certainly some challenging areas, but overall it was really straightforward and, more than anything, just a really big and time-consuming set. And I also recently built their ATTE, which I also did not find to be a difficult set at all. In fact, this is one of my favorite custom builds ever. However, if my friend was to build either of them, he would probably say that they were both rather difficult. And that is because they both use techniques that LEGO itself doesn't necessarily use. And they make things work in ways that LEGO doesn't necessarily do. But if you start building custom sets, and especially Brick Vault sets, then you start seeing them more and get more used to it. And through that, you also get a better understanding of what is actually difficult. For instance, something like BrickVault's original Naboo Starfighter, which to this day is still the worst custom set that I ever built, and the new one is significantly better. Now, all of this is basically just to say that going into 2022, I'm going to try and be better about talking about the difficulty levels of these sets, because some of them can be more difficult than even I realize, and some of them are pretty easy, and for people who are wanting to get into custom sets or looking for another build to get, information like that will be very useful. And hopefully, if I start doing that in all of my reviews, you guys can get a better understanding of my experience level and then compare it to yours and know what's best for you. And before I end this video, I just wanted to mention really quick that I am going to be revamping my Patreon starting the new year. I'm going to be getting rid of the $1 and the $10 levels. All that's going to remain are the $3 and $5. And I wanted to mention that here, even though I'm going to try and make a full video for it, just to be sure. With that said, thank you all so much for your support throughout this year. Thank you for sticking around, for subscribing, for joining the giveaways, for joining the Discord, Instagram, everything. I really appreciate all of that. I hope to see you all in the new year, where I'm going to be looking at Clone Army Customs Bad Batch, a bunch of BrickVault sets, and I'm going to be doing more giveaways as well if all goes well. So, I hope to see you then. Have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you next time.